22.
Fought on the 21st.
What's up, Tom Loeffler?
We're back at the Santa Monica track.
Yes.
Sunny California blue skies.
And you're back in the U.S. You were
I was gone
you
for
were
a while.
overseas for a while.
I was in Riga, Latvia for the Mike Perez, Marius Bridas fight.
Right.
Part of that cruiserweight tournament. Then I was in Baku, Azerbaijan for the WBC convention. And then I was in Germany for about a week.
Was Germany rest and relaxation? Was that vacation? Or was
I
there
never
some
really
business?
have a lot of rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
It was about 50-50, but
that's good for you.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a new phone.
G,
oh, you like the gear, huh? Yeah.
G Canelo.
There we go. Yeah, Steve Kim gave me this. I don't know where he got it.
No, it was good.
He stole it.
No, he stole it from Tom.
And Coach has the official.
This is very official.
That's very limited. Abel.
Yeah.
This really?
This. Yeah.
Oh
This
yeah.
It has the Kazakh flag on
Okay, this is like a collector's item.
And it's for sale.
This is for sale? Now, is this for sale?
This one's.
I like this
one's
one.
kind of old school. This one.
I like old
one
school.
Of the original ones that
I'm all about old school.
we produced. Shout out to Mike Styles. He does all our Triple G merchandise.
Well done, Mike.
And the Jordan, I see the Jordan merchandise is now double in price as far as the people on the eBay selling it because it sold out so quickly. But we're working. The Triple G update. We're going to Portland on the 5th and 6th of November. We're going to watch Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, the other Jordan athlete family members. They're going to play the Portland Trailblazers. OKC has a great team, right, JP?
Yes.
This year.
Yeah, very
and we're going to Dallas this Tuesday. All the fans out in Dallas. We're not really doing an open meet and greet, but
you're going to be there.
Tecate invited us as part of their. Or not us. Invited Triple G.
Right. You're going to tag along.
I'm just going along for the ride. But they want Triple G to be there. We're going to sign.
And somebody just asked, where is Triple G? The answer is everywhere.
Triple G.
He's here. He's there.
New, baby. 1 week before the Canelo fight. So most fighters would that would really mess up their head. But he was focused on that fight and he won the fight. He's still the champion. Two judges kind of saw it as a. One judge is really.
One judge saw the wrong fight.
Yeah, but anyway, so we're working on the rematch. Hopefully,
that's what people have been asking. By the way, how's the rematch going? How's negotiations?
Can I ask you
Will there be a rematch?
Are you meeting with Jerry Jones in Dallas?
We will probably try to reach out to the Cowboys out there. Yeah. I mean, that's a great stadium out there. So we'll reach out to them. Des Bryant is also with the Jordan family, so we'll reach out to him while we're out there in Dallas.
Good.
And we're extending our deal with Tecate with the Triple G sponsorship. So that's good. We had a great fight. Not we, but Abel had a great fight.
Murat Gassiev took care of the Polish veteran, the former champ Wladar Shek.
Former world champion.
I thought Gassiev would beat this guy, maybe stop him late, but I didn't think he'd get him out of there that quick.
I was talking to JP.
Hey, say what's up, JP. JP has been watching boxing nonstop for the last 30 hours.
4 days straight.
That's not an exaggeration,
From Rosado and Tapia to Murata and Endom this morning.
I missed that one. I wanted to see that.
It was a good fight.
But that's another one, Doug, the Murata fight. Middleweight division
it's hot.
Really heating up.
Yeah, we've got a Japanese title holder now, an Olympic champ, and he took care of business. And I think JP was saying that controversial loss to Hassan Endom made him better, made him fight with more urgency, huh?
Well, in regards to Triple G, a few interesting things. We got Lemieux and Saunders is signed.
Right.
We got Murata is a champion now.
Yeah.
And we got Andrade. So these are all possible opponents when Triple G beats Canelo next time.
Oh, you haters. Man, y'all still hating on Canelo.
And the odds update is that Triple G has been made at the books minus 180 favorite, so very similar to last fight.
Somebody, I can't see his name, is saying Lomachenko and giving the thumbs down sign.
Okay. Yeah, I had Usyk last week. I got to represent Loma this week, but we'll see December 9th, right?
Yes, we will.
We'll see. We're going to know.
now, just tell me, what was your fight of the night or your fight of the weekend, like the best fight to watch, and tell me what fights you bet on.
Okay.
And you went undefeated this weekend, right?
This was a great weekend.
Didn't bet on.
This was a great weekend. I got to thank a few people. I got to thank Cecilia Breakus because she always wins me money.
Yep.
Cecilia's awesome.
She made another defense. She's the only undisputed champion in the sport of boxing.
How many title defenses has she made? How long is her title reign?
That's a good question. You know what?
Like from the first belt. I mean, she's a unified champion for the very first belt she won.
She's made quite a few title defenses.
You kids at home, go to BoxRec and count the number of title defenses and see how long she's reigned.
Here's the one thing with Cecilia.
I don't know.
She's pound for pound.
The one thing with Cecilia, everyone wants to see her fight, And everyone yesterday, how can I see your fight? How can I see your fight? But it was pay-per-view in Norway.
Okay.
And apparently the cost of living is like very high out there, and there was no streams anywhere, and people were like wanting to see your fight. It was difficult. So I got to thank Cecilia. Gasayev is my hero for that knockout, and I got to thank Tom because I was hesitant. I was asking his advice because the bookies actually moved the line. When there's a big puncher involved, they took it from 9.5 rounds. Yeah. If a very big puncher is involved in a fight, they go from 9.5 to 7.5. And I was like, 7.5 rounds. It's not a lot of time. Tom was like, he's going to get it done. He's looked great. He's going to get it done. He didn't even need half that time.
Yeah,
3 rounds.
He's improved. He's improved since the Lebedev fight, and he was impressive in that.
Uppercut.
Well, here's the thing. He masked that uppercut.
Yeah.
The way he was stalking Wlodarczyk, and Wlodarczyk was leery of that power.
Yeah.
But he was cutting the ring off. He got him against the ropes, and it looked like he was just going to stick Wlodarczyk with a stiff jab.
I got you, Doug.
And then, so he's coming up at him like this. It looks like he's gonna do a jab, right? But then it looks like he's gonna go to the body, like he's gonna do a left hook to the body, and then he's just like boom, like that, and then like that. And it's so short, and there's so much power on the end of it.
A lot of people.
And Wlodarczyk was done.
You got to give Abel Sanchez a lot of credit for that because a lot of people said that was very similar to the Macklin knockout that Triple G did. You know, that was very reminiscent of. I mean, he didn't really fall apart, crumple like Macklin did, but it was an impressive body shot.
Well, the thing is Gasayev wasn't doing that 2 years ago.
Right.
Gasayev was very raw. Right. I mean, he's
strong but raw.
Just strong, but I mean, I thought completely raw. Yeah. But he was like a blank slate, you know, for Abel to work his magic.
And that's one of the guys that Gennady took under his wing as far as, you know, Abel is a terrific trainer, but Triple G is kind of the leader up there at the summit, right here, the summit training camp. Abel Sanchez, you gotta give a shout out to.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, his confidence was insane. Like he was like a kid in a candy store.
Yep.
Chris Kutch and Javi both say, Tom, you're looking in better shape now.
Well, I've got to keep up with these guys.
We got a question from Jalapeno Javi. Where is Marat from?
Marat is from
Russia.
Ossetia, actually. It's one of the smaller countries that used to be part of the Soviet Union.
Oh, okay. He's not Russian.
Well, he kind of claims the Russian flag, but he is from Ossetia.
So what's the name of it again? The country?
Ossetia.
Ossetia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not an expert on that.
Geographically, where is Ossetia more? Is it more eastern?
Now you're way too much. I think that's.
And you know what I'm saying, or is it like more like Central Asia?
I think it's more east, towards the Siberia.
Okay, there. All right.
Hey, Doug, one thing I said to you that I noticed about Marat in the first round, the first punch he hurt Wlodarczyk with, it looked like a Triple G punch. The Abel punch. Over the top. Yeah, people on Periscope can't see what I'm doing.
That's
but
the one Triple G got Rubio with.
That's the one.
Right.
It's pretty hard to defend when you're in full guard and you come over the top.
Over the top, punches their neck in.
And the Polish dude went, whoa, and kind of back.
Yeah, and for the rest of the fight.
For the rest of the fight.
Yeah, which is generally not how he fights. He's usually a ballsy guy. Way more.
A number of title defenses for El Diablo.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Were you embarrassed to take the money you won on Rosado?
On Rosado, I'll be honest, that was blood money. That was terrible.
Guilty?
Yeah, because I didn't want to do that. But I mean, Tapia, that's not good. He should not be fighting anymore.
Glenn's a real likable guy.
Very nice guy.
Close with his former manager, Pat Lynch, and we saw him with Triple G up in Vegas, took some photos with him, but he just, I don't know, that's one of those guys.
I think Hollywood's
calling. I don't think he should be fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Thai boxing,
good-looking guy.
Beat Gabe Rosado to the punch with character acting. Yeah. No, I'm serious. No. They could both do a good job with Hollywood.
But how could the commission okay that fight?
Oof, that was a rough fight.
I mean,
some fights say okay, sometimes
that was a no-brainer.
Yeah. Tom Loeffler, question for Tom. If the rematch is made, when would Triple G go into camp, is the question.
Well, if the rematch is made, the date that's pretty much been agreed is May 5th if it happens. You know, Triple G wants to stay active. He's really the most active champion at that level, but he would wait. That was one of the concessions that he would make if the rematch is made in May. Otherwise, he'd want to fight in March.
Okay.
So let me ask you, what are the odds you think it's going to be made?
Well,
tough question.
That's one of those things. I think, you know, the first event was so successful for both guys and for the event itself and for the sport of boxing that I really think there's so much money on the table that it's got to be made. But
the rematch has to be made.
Until,
but the question
until
is
it's
it
actually
immediate?
signed.
Yeah, is it immediate?
Until it's actually signed, then it's hard to say. I thought it'd be easy to do, but Canelo was insisting on a very skewed situation the first time, and now he wants a skewed situation the second time.
So do you think it's Canelo, or do you think it's Golden Boy?
That's Canelo.
It's Canelo?
Because my sense is Golden Boy, HBO, Triple G, they all want to make the fight. Canelo's holding out for, a percentage that definitely is favorable to his, favorable to his side. So we'll see how it goes. At the same time, Canelo doesn't have ever since he beat Chavez, he doesn't have a big Plan B fight, and Triple G doesn't have a big Plan B fight. So it's kind of one of those things that both guys definitely have an incentive to fight each other. But to go back to your question as far as when would he go to training camp, he usually starts training like 10 to 12 weeks before the camp. He'll actually physically be in camp maybe 10 weeks before. He'll do a couple weeks of just some training down here in Santa Monica, but he'll do all of his training up there in Big Bear.
This guy says Cinco de Mayo, the rematch would be incredible.
It would be huge, yeah. And it actually falls on, as Doug knows, it falls on a Saturday, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Which doesn't always happen, though.
That's true. That's true. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Tom, are you allowed to tell us anything about Burcheld and Salido yet? Or?
No, that one
okay.
is not.
Skip that question.
Yeah, we'll skip that question.
Okay.
Although it does look like Salido's going to fight December 9th, but I've heard there might be some issues with Burcheld. So, but that'll be a fun card. That's supposed to be a triple header on HBO, and we would be involved with Zanfer on that show. But yeah, we'll see it. We'll see how that plays out.
Same night as Loma and Rigo.
Right.
It is the same night.
So what do you think about Lemieux and Saunders?
Well, before that, I want to give you just my synopsis on Demetrius Andrade last night. Okay, next fight.
Oh.
The ironic part about that, I know, Doug, you're a big Andre Ward fan. The irony in that fight was
I'm his biggest fan, maybe.
Andre was saying he's got to be more exciting in the ring. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But, so that was, I thought that was interesting. And I also thought Max Kellerman, who a lot of people have accused Max being very biased towards the Canelo commentary, Max was saying how Andrade was like staking out the middle of the ring and dominating the ring journalship, but he didn't say the same thing with the Canelo fight.
Right.
I've never seen Canelo go backwards for 12 rounds. And,
Hey, that was boxing.
It was boxing, yeah.
Javi's a fan. He says Andrade looked good. Okay, man. Cool.
He's good. He is. He's a good boxer.
He definitely
it's not
won.
easy boxing a guy who's 6'5".
He definitely won.
But you do need to make a statement when you want to be a player in a division that Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, Danny Jacobs, David Lemieux call home, and those guys all fight on the same network, and you want to be in that mix. You want fight fans to want to see you again. Casual fight fans, not just the hardcore.
Look, Triple G, nobody knew Triple G was when he came over here on his HBO debut against Proxa. If he didn't stop Proxa in the first fight,
if he stank it up,
Proxa was the European champion, very slick southpaw.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight Pirog, and Pirog got injured, and so then Artie came up with a completely different style, southpaw, slick boxer, and then he stopped Rosado, and then he just kind of went down the list, and he was impressive every time.
That's how you build momentum. But I remember after his HBO debut. Was that also his U.S. debut?
Yeah.
His U.S. and HBO debut.
Yep.
People in my neighborhood who just casually watch boxing were saying, I want to see that guy again. And that's when you know you have something special.
That's how we got that second date against, and nobody wanted to fight him, and then you got to give Gabe Rosado a lot of credit. He stepped up he was a mandatory at 154. He stepped up to 160. I mean, now he's a big 160 pounder.
Yeah.
He stepped up to fight Triple G in that fight. That was at one of those blood fests
and that was the first Triple G fight where I was ringside for. That was in the theater in the Garden.
That was the famous one where after the Triple G fight, everyone started leaving.
Yeah.
If you remember, and that was
when Mikey Garcia was the main event.
That's when HBO knew that Triple G would be a star, when the co-feature had a higher rating than the main event.
True.
And that's a very rare thing. I think that happened to Lara recently, just now.
Yeah.
Where
he became the
first and second fight, people were leaving.
Entertainment value. Hey, entertainment value is a part of professional boxing.
A huge part of it.
It's not necessary in the amateurs, but in the professional ranks, 100%. It's very important.
Coach, to answer your question about Lemieux and Saunders, I'm in the minority. I like Lemieux. I think Montreal's a special place. I love that Golden Boy's making this fight, but the Brits love Saunders.
It's a classic
everyone's telling me that
versus
Saunders is
puncher
going to
matchup.
Everyone thinks Saunders is going to outbox him easily.
Well, I mean, if he can take the power,
you
he
love
can.
Saunders.
I love
There you
Saunders,
go. There you go.
He's a smart
Lemieux's okay.
Fair enough.
I think Saunders will.
Really?
And
Okay.
he'll be up for this fight. You know, he'll be up for it. I think Lemieux is a perfect style for Saunders. But if that fight got made, it's incredible.
I love the fight. Props
They
to
were
Golden
forced.
Boy.
They were forced to make it.
Yeah.
We were offering Saunders to come to the States, and the type of numbers he wanted were just like retirement numbers. And so I was surprised that they got the fight done, and I think it's the first time Saunders is actually fighting over here in North America.
That could be a factor.
It'll be in Canada, so you never know how that. There's a reason
it's
why.
Saunders' activity too.
There's a
He's not
reason.
the most active
Right.
champion, and you know he's a crafty boxer. He should be busier. I mean, he had 12 rounds against Willie Monroe, but Willie Monroe and totally different style, a style where you're not going to get beat up.
I really
Lemieux's a
think
punisher.
the key to that one is if Lemieux can catch Saunders and land the power.
Yeah.
I mean, Saunders might be able to outbox him. He outboxed Eubank and he beat Andy Lee. So we had 2 solid victories there. But we always wanted to make that Triple G fight. We even offered to come to the UK before he fought Brook.
And he would have made career high
He would have
money.
made a lot more money. So if Billy Joe loses to Lemieux, then that would have been a bad career decision, never to fight Triple G. When Triple G was actually offering to come to the UK.
And Montreal is just a great place.
Incredible place
That's
to
a,
be.
that's a great.
It is the
They
best.
have good fight towns up there.
Yeah, they really do.
Someone's.
So, I wanted
Sorry,
to ask you
Coach,
this,
go ahead.
Tom. You know, in the Triple G Canelo fight,
Yeah.
so I was confused, like Triple G didn't throw more body punches, or even any of them.
You know, a lot of people have asked about that, and I mean that'll be something when I see Abel, and it'll be the first time when we're all together on Monday night and Tuesday in Dallas. So you know we'll go over that. I actually asked Abel that myself, you know, because normally Gennady's a vicious body puncher. It just I personally think he was so thrown off by Canelo's movement and his defensiveness, just like his wanting to survive. And there's no question. I mean, Canelo did fight, you know, in spurts, but you know, his upper body movement was just so evasive that you know, Gennady kept going forward, kept landing the jab on him. But you know, I think now that he sees how Canelo's not going to fight as a Mexican style or as a Mexican. It's funny, there's a meme on social media where Conor says he turned Floyd into a Mexican, and then it says Triple G turned Canelo into Floyd. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That's pretty
Canelo was very defensive, but you know, everyone Canelo's going to make adjustments. Triple G's going to make adjustments when they do fight again, and I think that fight really lived up to the hype of, you know, when you have a mega fight, it doesn't always live up to its billing, and that one was exciting. The energy in the arena, the action in the ring, even though Gennady was pressing it, it was still, you know, Canelo did, like I said, he fought in spurts, and he landed a few big punches. I think that maybe would throw off some of the judges because Canelo landed a couple big shots where Gennady really walked through them, but you know, when you look at a shot like that, it has sometimes an effect in the judges' minds. But you know, I've watched that fight a number of times, and I don't know how you don't give it 8-4. You know, if you get every close round to Canelo, it's at 7-5, which is how Dave Moretti scored it. But you know, I mean, that's why there would be a rematch. You know, to try to settle it if we can come to an agreement with both sides.
The one thing about that fight, I had relatives and people that don't watch boxing every week contact me 2 or 3 weeks later, so the rematch would be so big, because even though I was so upset about the result,
Rematch will be bigger.
people are very aware
That's part
of
of
the
the
fight.
negotiating. I mean, you know, Canelo did I think a $12 million gate against Cotto, which was a great fight.
Yeah.
The historic Mexico versus Puerto Rican rivalry, and then the gate for the Triple G fight was $26 million, so more than double. So, you know, anyone that says he doesn't bring value, I mean, he doubled the gate that Canelo had against Cotto, and Canelo made a lot more money than he did even against Floyd, because his earnings were capped, and it makes sense. But again, it makes sense on the Triple G side also, because you know, outside of that, you know, there's not that many big money options for him out there. I think Canelo got very lucky that they were able to make that Chavez fight, because that put him at 1 million pay-per-view buys, and that really kind of set the stage for the next fight.
Yeah, no, it was important. When the Chavez Jr. fight was made, there was a collective groan from hardcore fans, which is understandable because Jr. been AWOL, and he's AWOL again. But I liked the fight because it was a no-brainer for Cinco de Mayo weekend. Okay, two Mexican fighters with famous names and dedicated followings. But
and it played up that Mexican rivalry.
Well, it forced Canelo to get out of that 155-pound comfort zone.
Right.
So you can't make that fight at 155. That has to be at 160 or heavier.
That's what Abel said.
And that was perfect. It's like after this fight, he can't say no. I'm really a junior middleweight. It's like, but I thought it was good for Canelo just to experience training at a heavier weight, weighing in at a heavier weight, and fighting where your body hasn't been depleted from the draining process.
And he wasn't going backwards against Chavez.
No, you didn't have to. He didn't have to. No, he looked strong and sharp, and his stamina seemed better. But I think that gave him confidence to fight Triple G.
But you have to hand it to Canelo. Going backwards was a smart move.
Yeah.
I mean, he
he's going to get knocked out.
I wouldn't want to stand toe-to-toe with Triple G either, so I can't blame him for that, but it doesn't really fit in the whole, he says he has the real Mexican style, but that wasn't Mexican style in what we saw in September. That was survival.
He's just going to have to say, hey, I have my style.
He was smart going against the ropes.
And that is the style.
So at least it was effective for Adelaide Bird. That was extremely effective.
which is her pattern.
She didn't get suspended.
She didn't?
No, we just came out. She's going to be.
Tom, I think this is too early for this question, but someone wants to know location or date for Usyk and Briedis.
That's supposed to be in January. Now, from my understanding, it'll be January in Riga.
It's going to be in Riga.
Yeah, Briedis has a lot of fans over there. It was a sold-out arena, 10,000 people, I think, in the arena. I was over there for the Mike Perez fight, and Marius. Look, we have a lot of respect for Marius because he was actually a sparring partner for Vitaly Klitschko. He was very close friends with Fritz Stunek, who's unfortunately no longer with us, but Fritz was a tremendous trainer for Vitaly, and he brought Marius in for sparring, and Marius did great as a sparring partner for Vitaly. And so when you think of that as a cruiserweight, that's going to be a great fight. Him and Usyk. Usyk is a gold medalist. He's beaten all these guys in different locations, but
they're both big cruiserweights.
Yeah, him and Briedis is going to be. That's going to be a little more of a chess match because Usyk's more of a boxer.
Yeah,
technically very proficient. And Briedis, in front of his hometown crowd, but that'll be an exciting fight. And then Gassiev and Dornicos will be an exciting fight also.
The semifinals, unbelievable.
That tournament's really starting to heat up in the cruiserweights.
Can you tell us anything about Carlos Cuadras? What's next for him?
I'd like to put him back on. If there is a Superfly 2, which we're working on, because we had such a successful event, the first fight.
Yeah.
We had over 12 million. If you can think about it, in Mexico, for that show, it was both on Televisa and on Azteca, and there was over 12 million households watching that fight because you have two networks.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Well, you have Estrada and you have Cuadras, and they're TV fighters.
And it got a good rating. Got a good rating on HBO.
Yeah.
For the small guys.
Oh yeah.
It beat a lot of the bigger guy ratings. And StubHub was sold out. So I think between Triple G and Chocolatito, we had two of the Triple G for sure, because they've never added seats before at StubHub like we did with Triple G, and with Chocolatito, there were more people there than for the Cotto fight. So
if there's a Superfly 2, will it be in Southern California?
I think so. I think it just makes sense here. I mean, we really pushed hard.
Same venue or bigger venue?
That one. There's still a lot of moving parts on Superfly 2, but I think LA makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And Cuadras in with somebody of note, obviously.
But Rongasai and Estrada is going to be a great fight.
Wow, what a fight!
That'll be a great fight. I'd like to see Cuadras fight Brian Gloria. Brian Gloria looked good.
Not bad.
Superfly. And then Eddie Hearn has
Cal Yafai.
Yeah,
he's got to fight this weekend.
He's watching this Periscope.
Yeah?
He is, yeah.
He's got to fight this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cal Yafai is going to fight an undefeated.
Good luck, Cal.
Yeah.
And the Japanese kid.
Yeah, and Inoue made it. I mean, that's the type of performance, and you can't take anything away from Nieves. From Cleveland. Yeah. He was really ready for that fight, and the way Inoue walked through him. That's what you were talking about before, Doug, as far as making your HBO debut.
Yeah.
You got to make a statement like that, and the way Inoue looked, and I'm hearing rumors that he wants to. First he didn't want to fight until the fall back here in the U.S. But now I'm hearing that he might want to be involved in that again. So
that'd be great.
A huge addition. A guy like Inoue against one of the Arroyo brothers would be a great fight. The Arroyo brothers from Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
would be a huge fight. So that's the great thing about the Superfly division. There's just so many guys there. You can just mix and match them, and they're all great fights. And
it seems like HBO is
all action fights.
They're making an investment in the junior bantamweight division.
Well, I mean, if you look at the amount of money they pay for license fees versus the ratings they get and just the reception. Everyone was talking about the Superfly.
Sure.
So you can spend a lot more money on a different division and not get the same result.
So Usyk in Riga is going to fight in Riga. We don't know. I mean, Gasayev just won, so we don't know where his fight will be yet.
No, I'm not sure about that one, but that would make sense if they came back here to the States. They both fought. What was it? Dorico's fought in Texas. I think it was Houston.
Yeah, it was Texas. Yeah.
And Murat fought in New Jersey, so it would make sense for those guys to fight here in the States. And then I hear I'm hearing that what was it? Saudi Arabia made a big
for the final.
For the finals.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that'll be interesting how that plays out.
Hey, so last week Dougie had his best week. I mean, it was frightening. It was so frightening. He got every question, but some were obscure.
He didn't Kobayashi.
Right. He didn't even. He named the fighter, but then he named the referee.
For which
no
fight?
hints.
That was Alexis Arguello versus Royal Kobayashi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it was in Japan,
in
which
Japan.
made me guess Carlos Padilla.
Yeah, so he got that.
Oh, right.
Because he was like he was the highest profile Asian.
I mean, I had Dean Familton called. He went crazy.
Doug is like a walking encyclopedia.
No, Doug really knows it. But I just want to say one thing. There's a boxing promoter up in the Monterey area named Jerry Hoffman who died this week, and
I didn't know. I hadn't heard that.
He died,
passed away.
Yeah, so
You and him were good friends.
We were great friends, but he was really good, and he really gets the award for taking the high road. I mean, this guy had cancer for 3 years. He really took the high road. He was always up, and he did a lot for boxing up there. He had for 17 years, he had 2 shows a year. He had one on the weekend of 4th of July and one on Thanksgiving. Every show was a sellout.
And that was the Riot at the Hyatt?
The Riot at the Hyatt, and the Hyatt Hotel in Monterey. They had this really great ballroom with the ring in there. It was so incredible, but Jerry was really a great guy, really knew his stuff. And
he gave women fighters a shot when that was new.
He had
always had a female fight.
Every single card had at least one female fight on it.
Wow.
And anyway, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. You went up there a lot to the fights.
Went up to all those fights. They were incredible. Sugar Shane when he first started fighting.
And he was a really good member of the media.
So what Jerry did though, they were all club fights.
Yeah.
They were all 4 and 6 rounders. So then once he said, well, I'm going to branch out a little bit. So he gets Livingston Bramble. He has to pay him more. It's going to be a 10-rounder. And now the whole thing's based around Livingston Brambles coming into the Riot at the Hyatt. And what happens? Livingston Bramble gets cut the week before the fight. So that's off. So his whole plan. So he's back to his original plan. Because if someone drops out on a pro debut, on a big one when you're promoting one guy. So anyway, it was the ultimate little show, like club show. They were great. It was incredible. You had all these.
I always heard good things about Jerry. Yeah.
Good guy.
I never went up to one of his shows, but I always heard good things about him up there.
Yeah, he was a great guy. But
who were some notable fighters that may have fought in like 4-rounders?
So many.
I don't remember them all.
Did Guerrero fight on any? Ghost Guerrero? Robert Guerrero?
No, I don't think he did. But Jose Celaya.
Yeah, Celaya did.
A lot of Dean's guys.
Celaya and Eloy Perez. So these are guys you probably never heard of, but they were really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to miss Jerry. So is everyone else. But he really, really took the high road.
Yeah, and he really loved boxing.
Loved boxing.
And the thing is,
passionate.
I had heard he died about 2 months ago, so I told Dougie, Jerry
and he was still
died.
alive.
Yeah.
And then I'm reading where someone was just with him that day.
Oh, man.
So I call him up, and it was Jerry. He's alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he's like, he never was down in public anyway. Just important. It's real good. Anyway.
Thanks, Coach, for everything, and thanks, Tom, for stopping by.
It's good. Always great to join you guys here on the track. Get
Yeah.
insights on the betting side of things and Doug's encyclopedia. And
Some guys asking Gasaev or Dorticus. That's the question, right? That's the question.
I really think my personal view on that is we'll see Gasaev and Usyk in the finals.
Okay.
But there won't be easy fights getting there. But that's just my prediction, and that finals is going to be a barn burner.
Incredible.
Usyk is that technical guy, and Gasaev is that young, strong guy. It's just really, that'll be a great matchup. And the super middleweight division had a couple of good fights.
And
Eubanks in there.
The semifinals are looking nice. Groves versus Eubanks. That's going to be a big fight.
Huge fight.
So I have a more important question for Tom.
Okay.
What do you think about safe driving?
Safe driving.
Seriously.
Never text and drive, right?
Right.
Goes way past that.
That's it.
You know, what's the saying? You should drive like you just won the lottery.
There
you go.
There you go.
Bingo.
No,
Take it easy.
I mean, safe driving is everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. How's your driving?
Safe.
but really fast.
Fast but
So
safe.
do you ever talk on the phone?
I do, but it's on the Bluetooth on the speakerphone, so
You ever
I have
take
my
your-
hands free.
You
Going.
ever take your eye off to see who's calling or
Well, you never know how that.
anything? You can't do it.
Yeah,
God, on the
no,
spot
You
here.
can't do it even for a second.
No,
No, really, it's so important. I mean, just like that, you could run some kid
Yeah.
over,
No, you're right.
get in
It
an
happens
accident.
so quick, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like the safe driving thing is more important than anything.
Yeah.
It's really important, and I catch myself. I mean, I just pull over. I listen to myself talking here.
There you go.
My wife. I'm trying to train her.
Yeah.
Not to even pick it up. She said, "But it was you." Oh,
Who cares?
what's the difference?
Made an exception,
And
yeah.
Doug's wife was.
Oh, yeah.
She's a little bit of an aggressive driver.
She gets bored really quickly.
Yeah.
Then she wants to call and
But-
chat while she's on the road.
Anyway,
It's
it is
important.
And, hey,
So this week we're going to have Anthony Joshua. We'll see how he looks. We have the last quarterfinal of the Brandt versus Brahmer.
I'm looking forward to that.
And then we'll talk to Tom soon
Yeah,
and
that
see
was
what happens.
actually got to give Eddie Hearn credit for saving that show because
Yes.
when Pulev got injured, they put Takam on, and Takam was no joke. Takam fought, if you remember, Takam fought Mike Perez up in Montreal.
It was a draw.
And that was a draw. That was a tough fight. And Takam's a big, strong guy, and that was right after Mike beat Magomed. A lot of people were speculating he wasn't the same after the Magomed fight. But I think Mike, after being off pretty much 2 years and having one 30-second fight in the cruiserweight division, and then going distance and losing, maybe 8 rounds to 4 against Abrides, that was a solid showing. I mean, I think really Mike could.
He could do something at
make a
200
statement
pounds.
at 200 pounds if he kind of gets back in the swing.
Even if he went back up to heavyweight, but just went back to heavyweight as a smaller heavyweight, not go all the way back up to 240, but fight at like
he looked at cruiserweight,
215,
though.
220. But
I thought he did
Shadid
very
actually
well.
trained him for that fight.
Yeah.
Shadid here from
Yeah.
from LA.
Yeah, he acquitted himself well.
I thought he won the first 2 rounds and the last 2, and maybe you throw him one in the middle. I thought he won 5 rounds.
Yeah, it
He was
wasn't,
right
wasn't
in
a
it.
blowout by any means.
Not at all.
It was a competitive fight, and like I said, coming off, going against the world champion after 2 years, the only one that can really do that is Vitaly Klitschko.
Vitaly
Sam
Klitschko.
Peter, after 4 years,
4
comes
years.
back and took his title back from the world champion.
That's
So
why
are
his
you gonna
name's
go
on the
back
Hall of
and
Fame
hide
ballot.
We're
No, we
working
won't
on-
let him.
We're planning on 2018 right now, so we gotta, as soon as the Canelo negotiations heat up a little bit, then you might not see me for a while.
So if I can help you with that at all, feel free to call.
Come down with me to Golden Boy's office.
I'd like to.
Will you drive safely? You'll drive him safely down there?
Yeah.
So I can talk.
Coach
on
will
the phone.
drive.
So he can talk on the
phone. Yeah, you can call
I'll
ahead
say
to
safe driving.
Eric Gomez and crew.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for
Thanks so
coming.
much,
Well,
Tom.
it's great being
Yeah.
here with you
You are
guys.
here.
Yeah.
Good.
We'll see you soon. Rematch, hopefully. I know everyone wants it.
And Dodgers in the World Series.
Dodgers.
Triple G. See, JP's representing Triple G's throughout the first pitch 3 times already at Dodger Stadium.
Let's go
Well,
Dodgers.
these are good luck charms.
So we can't go on Tuesday because we'll be in Dallas, but maybe you might see Triple G down at Dodger Stadium on Wednesday.
There you go, folks.
See.
Triple G for the Dodger Stadium, maybe this week. World Series time.
What's your prediction on the first game? You got to like Kershaw, right? In the first. first game?
I'm rooting for the Dodgers. They're minus 140 for the series.
Right.
I think it's a tough bet, but I'm sure rooting for them. My dad's been waiting 29 years for this.
Well,
so
Houston's hitting is really
tough.
strong. It was amazing how the home team won every game.
I know.
And the Yankees were kind of on a roll after the 3 games at home,
Yeah.
but then they just couldn't hang it.
I'll say the Dodgers in 7. I think it's going to be tough.
Could be a 7-game series, yeah, it really could. And that really could go to whoever has the home team advantage, because Houston is really hard to beat at home, so it might just go that way.
Well, thankfully they got rid of this ridiculous rule in baseball that the All-Star game used to determine home field advantage.
Right.
The Dodgers, with the best record in baseball, now get home field advantage.
Right, yeah.
Thank God.
How do you think that whole thing works out between the NL and AL rules? With
That's a good question.
Doesn't Houston's pitcher have to hit?
He has to hit, so that's got to work for us.
That's also a home field advantage.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah. So I hope the Dodgers pull it out. My dad's been waiting a long time for this, so I'm really rooting for them.
It should be rocking down there on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, hopefully.
Coming next week, JP?
I'll be here. And one more thing about Joshua's undercard. Your girl, for her first world title, Katie Taylor.
Love Katie Taylor.
Your favorite.
Oh, my God.
She's awesome.
She can fight. That girl can fight, and she's popular. She's got, just like what Doug was saying, she's really developed a fan base.
Yeah.
And Brian Peters is her manager, and Eddie's moving her very quick. And we tried to put her on a couple of our shows. It just didn't work out for one reason or another. It didn't work out, but she would be a great addition to really any show.
She's fantastic. I hope they get her a fight in the States. She's going for 7-0, and this is the first world title. Maybe we'll watch it, Dave.
Yeah,
that's going to be great. Absolutely
anyway,
great.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right.
Great week.
Thanks, Coach.
Adios.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.